Hi everyone, welcome back to Forward Therapy. My name is Kelly. I am a certified hand therapist, and in today's video I am going to show you how I like to make a dorsal finger extension splint. So this is a really great technique that you can use. I know that sometimes for the more experienced clinician this may feel like a really easy thing to do, but for all of us to think back, we were all new grads once, and sometimes splinting is really challenging, and if you don't have a mentor, I'm just hoping this video will help some of you out there, and let's get into it. Okay, so I've got my water here, a towel, I have my splinting scissors, and then the plastic that I'm gonna use is just this scrap piece. What I like to do is, kind of check, let's do it for the middle finger. I like to check sort of beforehand so that I can kind of trim the piece down to about the size that I'm gonna need, because it's just a lot easier when you don't have a whole bunch of extra plastic that you're dealing with. And then, let's see, I need a spatula or something. So I'm just gonna get my plastic warmed up. And then actually, while it's not quite hot enough where I would want it to form, but I'm just gonna make a couple more trims just because it's easier to do it when it's soft. And then it also sort of seals the edge, so you have less of those sharp edges for people, which is nice. So we'll let that warm up a little bit more. The hard thing with splinting at home is that you don't really know how hot your water is, so I probably should have made this just a little warmer, but that's okay. And that is about ready. So we're just going to dry it off, and then you just want to place it dorsally on the patient. And it's obviously really easy on myself because I don't have a flexion contracture or a reason why my finger won't straighten. But when you are doing this on a patient, likely their finger is going to be, maybe in a bend. So what you want to do without firm pressure, but just really lightly sort of stretching them into that position that you want them to be in. Sometimes I use the table too, like I'll have the person kind of resting down. But again, we're just trying to soft touch. You don't really have to do a whole lot with the material. It's more just getting the patient into extension. I love a dorsal based finger orthosis. It's definitely my favorite style, but I know everyone has sort of different preferences. Actually, a few months ago when I was asking what everyone's preferences on Instagram, most people actually said they do volar. Very few did dorsal, so that's kind of funny. But it's my preferred method for sure for these orthoses. And then while they're on the patient, I usually like to make marks for my strapping. So for this, we want to have 3-point pressure. So the splint is going to press down on top of the PIP joint. And then we want our strap to hold the proximal phalanx and the middle phalanx. And then I like to always do an additional strap sort of at the distal phalanx as well. So I usually either, because you can kind of, it's a little hard to tell because it's black, but my joint is right here. So we want the material, the splint strapping material to sit above and below. But I just use one of those little yellow markers, those little yellow pens to mark those 3 spots for the Velcro. So let me get some straps on there, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like in its finished version. Okay, so I'm back. Velcro is applied. I wanted to show you what this looks like. So this is our splint. We've got our 3 pieces of Velcro here. When I'm strapping it on, one strap is gonna go across the proximal phalanx. That's the one I usually start with. And then the middle phalanx, and then the distal phalanx, and then you can kind of readjust it from there to make sure that it's tight. So this is kind of what it's gonna look like. I don't know why this is looking so blurry, sorry about that. But that is a dorsal blocking orthosis. That's how I like to do them. It's my preferred PIP extension splint of choice, but you can kind of try it out and decide what works best for you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful for you. For more splinting videos and hand therapist tips and tricks, check out the playlist that is linked here. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, like this video, or give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.